Follow along, Catholic Pilgrims, as we follow French doctor of the Church, St. Francis de Sales, through his book, Introduction to the Devout Life. Tune in as we read through this practical guide for living out the Catholic faith well. Welcome back, Catholic Pilgrims, to another day with St. Francis de Sales. When I was working, I couldn't even imagine a morning prayer routine. I was so busy getting ready, getting my girls ready for school and daycare, packing lunches, laying out something for dinner, and getting everyone out the door on time, that there was no way I could squeeze time in for prayer. Or so I thought. See, my idea of morning prayer time meant that I needed like a solid hour of uninterrupted time, and since I didn't have that luxury, well, prayer time was just going to have to take a back burner. I think a lot of people think that if they don't have loads of time for morning prayer, then it's not worth doing. But that's not true, though, and St. Francis has some thoughts on morning prayer. So let's turn to chapter 10 of the second part and begin. Chapter 10, a morning exercise. In addition to the complete mental prayer of which I have spoken, and the other vocal prayers which you should say once in the day, there are 5 shorter sorts of prayer, which are, as it were, the forerunners and servants of the principal devotion. The first of these is the morning prayer, which is a general preparation for all the duties of the day. You should perform it as follows. Thank and adore God for His mercy in preserving you through the past night, and if, during it, you have any ways offended Him, ask forgiveness. Consider that the present time is given you, that you may win that which is to come. Make, therefore, a firm resolution to employ the day now beginning to that end. Foresee in what business, what intercourse, and what occasions you may be able this day to serve God, and by what temptations you may be in danger of offending Him, whether through anger, vanity, or any other fault. Then make a pious resolution to embrace all means whereby you may serve God and promote your own devotion, and on the other hand prepare to shun, resist, and overcome all that may hinder your salvation and the glory of God. Do not rest satisfied with making the resolution. Consider beforehand how you will execute it. For instance, if I know that I shall be obliged to come into contact with some hasty, passionate person, I will not only resolve not to be irritated, but I will prepare to meet him with gentle, soothing words, or provide the intervention of someone else who can control him. If I am likely to visit some sick person, I will arrange my hour and prepare the assistance or the help I shall convey to him, and so on with other things. After this, humble yourself before God, acknowledging that of yourself you can perform nothing which you propose, either in doing what is good or avoiding what is bad. And taking, as it were, your heart in your hands, offer it and all its desires to His Divine Majesty, entreating that He will take it under His protection and strengthen it for His service, saying some such words as these: O Lord, behold this poor weak heart, which through Thy grace has conceived some good desires, but alas, is too wretched and feeble to carry them into effect, unless Thou givest it Thy blessing, which I therefore ask, O loving Father, through the merits of Thy Son's most precious death, to whose honor I would dedicate this day and all the rest of my life. Then call on the Blessed Virgin, your guardian angel, and the saints to help you. These spiritual actions should be briefly and heartily performed before you leave your room, so that by this means all you do throughout the day may be refreshed by the blessing of God. Therefore, I beseech you, Philothea, never to omit this practice. Like I said in the beginning, when I was working outside the home, I thought morning prayer time had to be super long to be worthwhile. And I know that's not true now, but I wish I'd read St. Francis's words back in those days. Today, I do have a more lengthy prayer time, but on days when I can't have my normal routine, I have a simple, beautiful card that I read from that sets the tone. It's called the Morning Offering, and it goes like this. O Jesus, through the Immaculate Heart of Mary, I offer you my prayers, works, joys, and sufferings of this day for all the intentions of your Sacred Heart, in union with the holy sacrifice of the Mass throughout the world, in reparation for my sins, for the intentions of all my relatives and friends, and in particular for the intentions I now bring to you. And then at the end, I usually say the intentions that have been on my heart the most. But there are different variations of this. I got myself this little card that I keep in my Magnificat book, and I try to say it every morning, and it's just a great way to start the day. It's short, it's sweet, it covers the things St. Francis wants us to cover, and it draws our mind to God first thing, which, like I said, sets the tone of the day. So I would highly encourage you to find this online and print it off, or purchase a laminated card. They're not very expensive, and keep it by your bed or somewhere that you will read it first thing in the morning. St. Francis says, quote, "These spiritual actions should be briefly and heartily performed before you leave your room, so that by this means all you do throughout the day may be refreshed by the blessing of God," unquote. No matter the season of your life, we always have time to offer a short morning prayer. That's all for today, Catholic Pilgrims. Next time we'll talk about the evening exercises. And until then, live the faith boldly and travel well.